Are you a forex trader still losing your money to the market? This analysis is for you. Last week we said we expect the GBPUSD to drop, and you can see that price really dropped from the resistance we expect price to drop from. So you can watch our previous analysis of last week to see what we said about the market, and you can see that the price play out way as planned. So this week we're looking at this week analysis. But before we start this week analysis, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more trading tips and forex analysis. So let's get started with this week analysis. This week we have price break out of this zone. So we have price break out of this higher low. So long we have price break out of this higher low, and previously we have a uptrend structure. Now price have break out of this higher low. So what we expect, so long price that break out of this higher low, so we expect price to retest this zone, and you can see that price has tested this zone already on the GBPUSD. Price has tested this zone already. So long price tested this zone, we expect price to move to this next zone on the daily chart, because now price has changed its direction to downtrend, because the structure of the market has given us a sign that price want to change to downtrend. Now we now have a higher high, lower high, lower high. This indicates a price resumption for downtrend to the next strong support level, and which is this support level. So let's look at the higher time frame. So we're starting our top down analysis from the monthly chart. So on the monthly, I said, if you watch my previous monthly analysis, I said we have this resistance level. So long this candlestick close on the resistance level, if we are to look at for any selling opportunity, it should be this support level. So we can't buy from this monthly resistance level. Now we are expecting price on the monthly to move to this next monthly support level, which is this area. So we're expecting price to move to this next monthly support level. So now let's go back to our weekly chart. So on the weekly chart, you can see that price has closed on this resistance level. So long price close on this resistance level, we expect price to continue to push lower. So we might see price heading to this next monthly and also a weekly support level this coming week. So let's go back to our daily chart. So on my daily chart, we expect price to continue to push lower this week, because we have the structure of downtrend already on the daily charts. So the daily charts and the monthly chart, the weekly chart, they are all in the same direction. So we cannot have the flow of price movement to the downside. So we expect price to take supply from this level. We'll be looking for sell around this level for the GBPUSD to the downside this week. So look for your sell opportunity from this resistance level, because price tested this support level and we have our next resistance at this area. So we are setting price to retest this zone before price push to this next support level. So for our buying scenario, we'll be expecting price to break out of this high, then retest before look out for any possible buying for the GBPUSD. So our scenario for this week, we're expecting pounds USD to drop this week. So let's look at our next pair, which is the DXY. The DXY on my daily chart still have this downtrend structure. So we still have a series of lower high on the DXY. So long we have this series of lower on DXY, and we have this sales zone at this area, we still expect the DXY to break this zone, because we have a sales zone at this area. So we might see price push heading to this next zone this week. So a break of this zone, and if price break this lower high, we expect price to retest and continue to push higher. So our scenario for DXY still remain on a downtrend, because price have not break above this lower high. So once we see price break above the lower high, before we can see the DXY still has resumed uptrend. So what we expect this week from DXY, we expect price to retest this zone. If price fail to break this zone, we see resumption of downtrend for the DXY back to this support level. So our scenario this week now, we see expect price to move to this zone. A break of this zone, we expect price resumption for uptrend. But if price fail to break this zone, we expect price to move lower for the DXY. We expect price to resume downtrend for the DXY. So let's look at the monthly chart of the DXY for our top-down analysis. On my monthly analysis, I said I'm setting DXY to test this support level because our previous candlestick on the DXY closed on this resistance level. So we cannot buy from a resistance level. So we expect price to come to this support level before we can do any possible buying opportunity. And price has tested that particular level already. So we expect DXY to move to this next monthly resistance level. So we expect price to move to this next monthly resistance level. A break of this resistance level, the monthly chart, we might be seeing price heading back to this resistance level on the DXY. So let's look at the weekly chart of the DXY. So on my weekly chart, price is currently on a support level. We see how these levels are all support level. So our next resistance level on the DXY, which is also a monthly resistance level, which is this level. So we're expecting price to move to this next resistance level this coming week. So we expect price to move to this next resistance level this coming, which is we expect price to move to this level. A break of this level, we expect up resumption. But if price fail, we might see price resuming downtrend back. So this is what we're expecting for the DXY this week. So let's go back to our daily chart. So on our daily chart, for buying scenario, we expect price to break this high. So we expect price to break this high for buying scenario. Then we test, then we'll see further uptrend. For the sell scenario, we expect price to break below this level. We expect price to test this zone. Then if price fail to break above this zone, we might see price resuming downtrend for the DXY. So let's look at our next pair, which is the EURUSD. The EURUSD still have the uptrend structure. We still have the inner structure series of higher low. We have this lower low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So what we expect for the EURUSD this week, price is currently on a daily resistance level, a very strong daily resistance level. So what we expect from EURUSD this week, we expect price to break above this side for uptrend continuation, because we see have a uptrend structure for the EURUSD. So long we have this uptrend structure, we might be seeing price retesting this support back before we see the uptrend, which is we might be expecting price to do a test of this support zone before we see further uptrend movement, because the EURUSD see have this uptrend structure. So until price change the structure to downtrend before we look for any selling opportunity. So we see have this uptrend structure on EURUSD. So we're looking for buying opportunity from this daily zone, or we're looking for buying opportunity from any of this support zone on the daily charts. We also have a support zone at this area. We're also looking for buying opportunity for any of this support zone on the daily chart. So let's look at our monthly chart for the top-down analysis. So on the monthly chart, we still have price on this resistance level, so we cannot make any buy on this resistance level, because if we buy from this resistance level, price is finding difficult for price to move higher. So we expect price to move to this support level. We have the support level at this level. We have this monthly support level. So long we have this monthly support level, price must buy from where the monthly support level. So we have no option for now to stay out of the EURUSD. So let's look at the weekly chart of the EURUSD. On the weekly chart, we have price on resistance level. See our price on this resistance level, which means we expect price to still move to this support level on the weekly chart. So we expect price to move to this support level on the weekly chart, because this week price is still currently on a resistance level. So long price on the resistance level, we expect price to move to this next support level on the daily chart, which is this support level. So we might see expect price to move to this support level. Break of this support level, expect more price moving lower. But if price fail, we might see further price resumption of price for EURUSD. So for now, we expect more buying opportunity on Euro USD if we see price retesting any of these our weekly support zone, because we see have the uptrend structure on the Euro USD, except to see price changing the trend of the structure on the daily chart to downtrend before we start looking for any possible selling opportunity. And our sell scenario will start from when we see price break this higher low, then retest, then we can start looking for a selling opportunity for the Euro USD to this next support level. So our scenario still remain on the buy this week until we see a change of structure on the Euro USD. But the monthly chart is telling us to sell, the weekly is telling us to sell, but the daily is not in support of that. So we expect price to change on the daily before we make any decision on the Euro USD. So let's look at our next pair, which is the Australia USD. Australia USD on my daily chart see have this uptrend structure. We see have the uptrend structure on Australia USD, but we expect price to break this low. If price break out of this low, we expect price to go down. But so long we have uptrend structure on Australia USD, we will see looking for buying opportunity from any of these support zone on Australia USD. So let's do our top down analysis on Australia USD. We'll be starting with the monthly chart. On the monthly chart, we have price on this resistance level already. So long we have price rejecting from this monthly resistance level, we expect Australia USD to drop to this next monthly support level. So we expect price to drop to this next monthly support level for the Australia USD. We expect price to drop to this next support level on Australia USD. So long we have price rejected from this monthly resistance level. So let's look at our weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we still have price on the resistance level, which is this level is a strong resistance level, which indicates more sell pressure to this next weekly support level and also a monthly support level. So we'll be expecting more sell for the Australia USD this coming week. So let's go back to our daily chart. On our daily chart, we still have an issue on the daily chart. The structure of the Australia USD on the daily chart still remain uptrend. Now we have the monthly is telling us to sell, the weekly is telling us to sell, so we cannot make any decision on Australia USD until we have the downtrend structure on Australia USD. Once we have the downtrend structure on Australia USD, before we start looking for the sell opportunity on Australia USD. So we will see remain neutral on Australia USD until we have a downtrend structure on Australia USD this coming week. So let's wait for market flow on Australia USD. So let's look at our next pair, which is the gold USD. Gold USD on my daily chart see have a major structure of downtrend. We have a higher high, lower high, and also have a lower high here. Now we have an inner structure of lower low, higher low, higher low. So all we expect for gold, if price can break above for the buying scenario for gold, if price break out of this high, once price break out of this high, we expect a retest and more buying opportunity. But if price fail to break out of this zone, because we have a strong zone at this area also, if price fail to break out of that level, you might be seeing price breaking the higher low of the inner structure. Once price break this low, which is this higher low of the inner structure, we might be seeing downtrend resumption for gold to this support level. So once we see a break of this inner structure, we'll be looking for our selling opportunity on gold. Then once we see a price break out of this high, we're looking for buying opportunity on gold, because our scenario for gold still remain on a downtrend because of we have a major structure of a downtrend and we have inner structure of bullish trend. So we wait for price to break out of the major structure, or wait for price to break out of this higher low before we start looking for selling opportunity on the gold USD. So let's look at our weekly chart on the gold USD. So on the monthly chart, we have this doji, which signify a reversal. So we might be seeing gold moving to this next support level in coming months. So we might be seeing price retesting this support level on the monthly chart, because we have, so long we have this doji on this high, this indicates a reversal for the monthly chart. So let's look at the weekly chart. So on my weekly chart, we have this resistance level. So long price close on this resistance level, we might be seeing price taking supply from this level. We might see price take supply from this level. before we see further down for gold to this next support level. So gold might be dropping this week because price closed on the resistance level. So long price close on resistance level, we're expecting gold to continue to sell this coming week. So let's go back to our daily chart. So on my daily chart now, we might see price retest this zone, then we see further sell for gold too. So once we see price break this higher low of the inner structure, we might be seeing further sell. By price testing it, then we see further sell for gold USD. So we will stay aside for gold USD this week until we see a clear direction for gold USD. So let's summarize our analysis this week. So the pair we are looking at to sell from this week, so we'll be looking to sell the British pounds USD, which is our best pair to sell this week, because price on the monthly chart tested strong resistance level, and price also closed on the resistance level on the monthly chart. So we're expecting price to drop on the monthly and the weekly this week. So look for a selling setup on British pounds USD this week. So if you find this analysis helpful, don't forget to like this channel and subscribe to my channel for more trading tips and forex analysis. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.